Good evening, everyone. It's Weather United here, and happy Thursday to you all that are tuning into this video rather late, Friday morning if you're watching this tomorrow morning. As always, in today's video, we are keeping an eye on a pretty substantial weather pattern change after Halloween that could feature some heavy snowfall for the Intermountain West, while really warm temperatures do continue and build across the eastern half of the U.S. If you're new to the YouTube channel and you really like these detailed weather updates and content, please consider subscribing right now, hitting that like button, and sharing this video with your family and friends on social media. So to start things off, we're looking at our GFS model, which is a global forecasting system, and this is a look at who's going to get rainfall, who's going to get snowfall, where and when. All the time and date is listed on the right side of the screen. So let's get started. So this is a look at Friday morning into Friday afternoon. We can see where our moderate to heavy rainfall is currently located, and it's going to swing through the rest of Texas into Oklahoma, into Arkansas and Louisiana by tomorrow night into early Saturday morning, October 28th through the 29th. But otherwise, a lot of the nation looking pretty quiet here, other than a few clouds from time to time, and also maybe a little bit of something up here in Oregon and Washington, getting prepared for the next system that drops on down. So going forward, we can see going into, say, Sunday early morning, there's your showers and some thunderstorms. Again, a slight risk for severe weather all the way for Friday into Saturday, with the marginal risk out for Sunday. So a day to kind of keep an eye on. May have to live stream if necessary on these severe weather events coming up. And then going forward, it looks like more stormy weather ends up in the Pacific Northwest, with Oregon, Washington getting snow, getting rain, including for northern Idaho, as well as western Montana, and just showery here and there if you're in the Great Lakes, if you are in the eastern seaboard. But otherwise, not too bad, right? But it all comes after Halloween. In fact, this is your Halloween forecast. Looks pretty good for your trick-or-treating forecast. So if you're taking the kids out for trick-or-treating, if you're giving out candy, looks like it's going to be just fine if you're in the high plains, if you're in the desert Southwest. But if you're back here and over here, it could be a wet one. And so giving out the candy to those kids probably won't be worth much time at all, because a lot of the kids may not want to go trick-or-treating if it's going to rain. All right, by Tuesday, big pattern change really comes into action here. Look at California, moderate to really heavy snowfall. We could see our first big storm system of the fall season in California, in Nevada, in Oregon, Washington. Another round of pretty good significant snow, including for northern Idaho and Montana. But the eastern half of the country looking pretty quiet. Okay, going into Thursday now, that's when the system really moves into the Intermountain West, including Phoenix, Arizona, into the northern Rockies. So heavy snowfall at times could really lead to possible whiteout conditions at times if you're doing any traveling. Just keep that in mind. Could be really dicey, and much colder air is going to be infiltrating, and then that disturbance potentially moves into the Great Lakes. But of course, this is all the way for next weekend, and this is about how far we're going to go out with the forecast, because these models are going to change like every 6 hours. So this is not going to be the same like you saw for like the 12Z run this morning. That system did not even exist. Now it exists. So huge changes. Just kind of pointing that out there, folks, that look at these models every 6 hours. This is going to be a completely different story. So now, as far as temperature anomalies go, big Arctic invasion. I don't know if you call it an Arctic invasion, but it's going to be much colder than average all across the western half of the U.S. This includes the northern kind of the northern Rockies, the Pacific Northwest, including Southern California and the deep south, not the deep south, but the deep Southwest, I should say, like Phoenix, Arizona. Really going to feel the chill. So next 72 hours, not much change going on. It starts all after Halloween. So conditions are fine. The weather pattern is pretty normal. It's not really wild. It gets really out of control and out of whack by, say, Tuesday and Wednesday. Temperatures warm up significantly to well above average across the central and eastern U.S., while colder weather really comes down out of Alaska and out of Canada, like British Columbia, Alberta, Canada, well below average temperatures there, including for the Pacific Northwest, like Oregon, Washington, Idaho, western Montana, Nevada, California. Wow, these temperatures could be anywhere between 15 to 20 degrees below average, so definitely a big difference in the weather pattern. And look at this, by Thursday next week, if this does happen, and it looks like our computer models are getting into better agreement on this scenario with an inside, kind of an inside slider, but will drop mainly down into California. Look at these temperatures, well below average with well above average across the high plains and the Great Lakes. A whole different flipperoo here. Before it was the eastern half with well below average temperatures and the west well above average. Now it looks like it's the other way around. Well below average back west, well above average back east. So it's going to definitely feel a whole lot different. In fact, especially this day, November the 3rd, you could go from seeing temperatures, say, 30 to almost 40 degrees below average in the desert southwest, with temperatures that could be anywhere between 20 to 35 degrees above average in the northern plains. So a huge, significant flip here with the pattern, and that's going to really lead to some weather madness that's going to happen. Heavy snow, strong winds, you name it. Might even see some severe weather in portions of Texas as that cold front rolls through. But again, this is going to change from run to run, so it's not a set-in-stone forecast, but I can tell you right about until Wednesday and Thursday, we have a pretty good idea. We're going to have a huge weather pattern change on the way. So looking at those air temperatures, not really much to speak of. Just seeing mild to warm conditions across the northern plains with temperatures in the 60s and 70s, maybe some 80s down there in Florida, southern Georgia, Alabama, and Mississippi. Temperatures in the 70s and 60s in California and the desert southwest, including for Phoenix, Arizona. Cooler temperatures in the higher elevations like you typically should for this time of the year, so that's to be expected. And the pattern doesn't change, so I'm just going to fast forward this all the way into Monday, and you can see for Halloween, temperatures are in the 70s, maybe getting close to 80s down there across Florida and southern Georgia. The warmer spots, including for Phoenix, Arizona, in the 80s. You'll see that in the 7-day forecast, the graphics that I actually made towards the end of this video. Okay, going forward here now into Tuesday, this is when the pattern really changes, especially actually we're going to fast forward this into Wednesday. Where are the 70s? Where are the 60s in California? Who knows what? Well, you know what? It's because of the cold Arctic air that's going to be in place, really just slapping the Pacific Northwest and Western California, or most of California and Nevada. Look at these temperatures, barely getting out of the 20s in Nevada. Look at Idaho, look at Montana, look at Washington and Oregon. Whole different ball game here with those temperatures. If you're in the high plains, 60s, 70s, wow, that's going to be really pleasant for your Wednesday next week, and it's only going to warm up. Look at this. I mean, you're going from winter-like temperatures in the Intermountain West to perhaps even summer-like temperatures for many standards up here, like Nebraska, Iowa, really going to be warm. I mean, you're talking low 80s on Thursday, perhaps. So instead of getting the heavy coats and the jackets, you're going to want the flip-flops, and you might want to jump in the pool because it's going to be kind of a little muggy, and it's going to be warm versus in California where it's going to be much colder. I mean, a whole different ball game here forecast throughout the second half of next week. Winter, cold, windy, snowy, rainy, wet, you name it, if you're back west. So we're loving this pattern, and the reason why for that is we take a look at our geopotential height forecast. This is in the mid-levels. This is a topographical map showing you where the above average heights will be, usually seeing above average temperatures, where the below average heights likely are, and you're seeing below average temperatures. Not always, but it usually generally means that. So this kind of gives you an idea what's the jet stream doing, what are the air masses like. So through Tuesday, we have more of a zonal flow, and then that trough digs down. Look at this pattern right here. Amplified ridge back across the Great Lakes in the eastern half of the U.S. with amplified troughing of low pressure colder temperatures if you're across the Pacific Northwest, including for California and Nevada. That's going to, again, bring in the much bigger changes. I mean, well below average winter-like temperatures that you typically see in late December through January. Yeah, I mean, we're talking that kind of pattern here across the West, and that's going to continue all the way to Thursday and Friday with that trough, and then that trough kind of hangs around the four corners all the way into next weekend. So now, before I end this video, I did want to show you all my forecasts that I created. Here's a look at Sacramento first. So you can see for Friday, 72 degrees. We warm it up a little bit through Sunday, but pretty seasonal for this time of the year. 73 degrees by Halloween with partly cloudy skies, no rain in the forecast, overnight lows in the mid to upper 40s. The pattern changes on Tuesday and Wednesday with a 35 to 40% chance of some rain showers and some gusty winds as that front pulls through. But look at these temperatures. You're going from 73 on Monday to 58 on Wednesday, 59 on Thursday. So a huge different ball game forecast coming your way with low to mid 40s at night. The overnight lows may not change much, but those daytime highs will. So Phoenix, Arizona, you're in the 80s all the way through Monday and Tuesday. So a warm, comfy Halloween is in store with overnight lows there in the mid 50s. So perfect trick-or-treating weather for you with a chance of rain and maybe some high elevation snow by Wednesday and Thursday with those temperatures that are coming down into the mid 70s and then on Thursday into the upper 60s. If you liked today's video, make sure you do subscribe to the YouTube channel. It really does help out a lot. Share this. Get this out to a lot of people, everyone. You all are really awesome. I love you all a lot, and I am blessed that I'm able to make these videos for you all almost on a daily basis. And also, please consider liking this. And also, what else? Leaving a comment in the section below this video. Thank you all for tuning in today's video. I should hopefully have my winter forecast out tomorrow. It is a little bit behind schedule, but I'm going to do what I can to provide you that outlook as soon as I can. All right? Thank you all for watching, and as always, I'm Weather United.